Hey folks, this is Alex Cuevas with Flywheel Software, and today we're going to walk through how to segment users from your data warehouse and export to Twitter ads using Flywheel's no-code activation platform. So if you want to export to Twitter, the first thing you want to do is set up Twitter as a destination. So you see in the sidebar here, we've got destinations, and that's going to lead us to things like Google Ads, Snapchat, Twitter, etc. So we already have Twitter set up, but if you didn't, the way you would do that is go to new destination and find Twitter. You can see it right here, but you could also search for it. You find Twitter, go to add Twitter, then it's going to take you to whatever you have already signed in as your Twitter account. So I've already signed in over here as our ads account. So make sure you sign into the account that you actually want to send your audience to. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit. And it should be enabled with the Twitter API and everything. Then you go to authorize app, meaning Flywheel. Then here you can set up some basic configurations about your destination. So you can give it a name. I'll call it Flywheel Software Twitter Ads. Then set up the sync frequency. So that's going to be how often Flywheel updates that audience in the destination. In our case, if you want it to be more frequent, we might choose hourly. Or if you don't care as much, you could do daily. It would take up fewer resources. But let's pick hourly, and then select ad account. That's going to be just whatever you're using for your ad account. For us, it's Flywheel Technologies, and it should pull the token and the token secret. You would press create here, but I'm not going to do that because we already have our Twitter account connected. So I'll cancel that. And it should show up basically like this. It would show the account, it'll show how many audiences that you connect to it, and when it was synced last. You can see I just did this today. So if we go back to audiences and we want to create a new audience, let's just create a new one with our sports data, start from scratch. So if we want to create an audience where, let's say, people are from New York. Oh, yeah. So let's say they're from New York City, and let's say the sign up date is in the past like 2 years. So maybe say within the last 800 days. So we've got about 2,700 users here, and we'll call this New York recent users. And we want to export this to Twitter. So we go to export, takes us to this export modal, and it saves the audience. You can set some configuration settings here, but the default should be good for us right now. We go to start export. Give it a second to process. Did I click it? Start export. Oh, let me check the settings. Settings. Let's make sure. Okay, we're using email address as the identifier. Try that again. Start export. There we go. Then you see here we've got this destination. It's connected to the audience criteria that we just set. And we can see how many people are in the audience. It's going to be exporting to Twitter on an ongoing basis, meaning every hour it's going to check and see what new people have entered that audience and what old ones have left, and then update that size in the destination. And then if you ever want to disable that so it stops updating hourly, then you can uncheck this box right here. So then if we go over to Twitter ads, here you can see our list of audiences. Let me refresh this. And here now you see this New York recent users that I just created today. It's processing, and it'll take a while to send those users over, but they should be updated on a hourly cadence or whatever you set your seek frequency to. So simple as that. Then you can start targeting them with Twitter ads. So that is how you connect to Twitter as a destination using Flywheel. Thanks.